All right, so let's have a serious discussion about Assassin's Creed Odyssey and some issues I have with it relating to the modern day and some big plot holes and kind of the most highly contested topic of this game is the option they gave us of choice, and that choice is choosing between Alexios or Cassandra, as well as dialogue choices. So the third plot line in the game I talked about in my review, if you want to check the review, it's on the channel, is discovering Cassandra's past, or not her past, her connections to the world, and finding your father. Turns out your father is Pythagoras, probably the world's most famous mathematician, invented Pythagorean theorem. Kids all over the world pretty much hate him because of math class. He is responsible. But besides that, he's being kept alive by a piece of Eden, a staff, and he's hundreds of, maybe thousands years old, and he's in charge of an ancient Isu temple, those who came before, and the temple happens to be Atlantis. I didn't see any of this coming. I thought it was a really cool twist. I said, all right, give me more of it. So Cassandra meets her father, and he's like, Cassandra, you're actually, we're descendants of those who came before, pretty much. And I was like, what? I was like, no. I just didn't see that coming because the whole Assassin's Creed has been, you're playing as a person in the Animus, going in and playing as an ancestor. And this one's like, the person you're playing as is an ancestor of like the people pulling the strings of the real plot. But Ubisoft said, fuck the real plot, we're getting rid of it. But anyway, I thought that was cool. I was like, all right, it's lit. And then Pythagoras is like, go, we gotta seal the tomb so the cultists don't reopen it in the wrong hands, everything will go bad. Classic good versus bad stuff. At the end, Cassandra inherits the responsibility of the temple from her father, and he says, this is your job now. She says, okay. And then in the modern day, your Layla, she unlocks the temple. And who shows up but you, Cassandra? And you say, I've lived my life, I've seen many things, this is now your responsibility. Same thing her father said to her, she's doing to you. And I was like, all right, this is cool, this is fine. Until I realized that this creates probably the biggest continuity plot hole in the entire franchise. And it's the simple fact of the choice of picking between Cassandra or Alexios. Only one of them can give the staff to Layla for the rest of the plot and the lore of the entire Assassin's Creed franchise. What are they going to do in the next game? They pretty much, depending, because the way the game's promotion works is it very seems like they try to make Alexios the real choice, but the real choice is actually Cassandra. That's the character in the novels that they're doing, and they're kind of invalidating whatever choice you'd pick depending on how they proceed in the future. If they say, oh, Cassandra gave her the staff, people that played Alexios probably be like, well, why did you give me the option of picking Alexios if the story couldn't even happen, if he's not canon? To me, it just doesn't make any sense. Just pick a single character for us to play as. I don't know why they're so afraid of us just being a female. It's not that hard. Cassandra's one of my favorite characters of Assassin's Creed history, and Alexios to me was bland. Just put your focus into one. Or sorry if you liked Alexios, and it's just fine. You probably feel the same way. Why can't I just play as Alexios? Another big issue I have with this game, it's not even a spoiler, I just wanted to keep it out of the review because it would have been way too long. I kind of touched on it with the ending of my review, but they're getting really, really far away from what I feel is an Assassin's Creed game, and it really makes no sense at all. I don't know why they got rid of being able to blend into groups in Origins. That's like one of the first things you learn in Assassin's Creed 1 is blend in groups to remain hidden. Hide in plain sight, but don't be seen. Then they get rid of, and it makes no sense. They got rid of hiding in haystacks. It's it's the first main thing you learn. I know I just said the first thing you learn about is hiding in plain sight in blend groups, but the other first thing you learn is when you jump off a viewpoint, you go into a haystack and you can hide in the haystacks and you stay in the haystack. I just don't understand why they're getting rid of so many tenets of the Creed and mechanics of Assassin's Creed. It doesn't make any sense to me. And it's made me realize that they need to go forward in time. I don't want any more ancient stuff for Assassin's Creed. It needs to be from definitely before Origins. Not before, after Origins. Because Origins didn't have any really Creed or Templar stuff until the end. And really, Io was the only one carrying that out. Bayek wasn't about it. In this game, yeah, you got the cultists, but depending on, once again, your choice, I just remembered this, you can let the cultist leader live or die. And continuity-wise, that doesn't make sense to me. I let her live. I don't know what happens. Can you kill her? I think you can kill her. How is a person in history going to die either at one point or completely a different other? It just doesn't make any sense to me. Why would you do that? And making her live, I thought it was an interesting twist. Kind of made it seem like I started the Templars, or maybe it was the Assassins. Who knows? But I know I didn't, because it didn't form. It was just me running around killing cultists. I just feel like they're strained. They're wanting to be too different. They're thinking that, because people were saying, oh, Assassin's Creed's getting stale. It's the same game over and over again. And I wouldn't disagree. Unity was not, in my opinion, that great. And Syndicate, I really enjoyed Syndicate, actually, but I could feel the Assassin's Creed fatigue with it coming out every year. And they took that year off to make Origins. And they probably thought, we gotta do something different. But changing core mechanics of the series is not, in my mind, how you do that. How you do something different. I don't know how you do it. It's not my job to figure out how they do it. I just want it to be known that me, as a lover of the franchise, I'm not entirely pleased in them getting rid of the main tenets of the Creed. As I said in my review, I'm okay with having choices, but either let it be known that the continuity is going to get screwed up, and not everyone's choice is going to matter in the end, because they, in the end of it, get to choose which path they want to take, lore-wise, or just make the choices matter a little less. It's not that hard. I know people will probably say, oh, but I feel like my choices don't matter. Oh, what's the point? Then get rid of it. Give us one character we play as. It's not that hard. I'm pretty sure next game they're either going to do that or they're going to let us make a character. And that's going to open up a whole nother load of worms where it's like, your character, there's just going to be no continuity anymore, and it makes no sense. But that's really all I wanted to say about this quote-unquote spoiler review / rant fest that I had. Let me know if you disagree or if you agree. Tell me if you like the path that Assassin's Creed is going. I will say I am excited for the next game whenever it will come out. I'm really hoping it delivers a good character for me again. I enjoyed Cassandra. They just need to figure out, they need to solidify more of the path they need to take. They need to not be afraid to give us one character despite any backlash. They need to give us concise story. That's all we need. And then I feel like we'll be all fine. But that's all, guys. Teddy Creek, I'm out. Peace.